Just want to keep them all on the same side. There we go, 2. Ah, missed that one. So 3. And you run away, run away, run away. Okay, he's gonna run away, never mind. Just let him run away. And flag. You see the trouble I go to pick up this one flag? Alright, there's a guy there, so I might as well shank him as well, just because. Just because. There's 2 guys there. Let's do this one. Change to my hidden blade. No, there's 3 guys. Okay, there's 3 guys there. Let's just kill this one. Yoink. And nobody cares. Well, one of them cares. He's gonna walk this way to check on the body. Doesn't care enough. So he's German. Some of the other guys are like British. Let me just hide behind this thing until he gets back into place. Like that. And then we can shank one of these guys. Who should I do? Let's do him. Come on, come on, come on. Why did... Never mind. Beat him when it's down. Beat him when it's down. There we go. But there's no flag here. I basically just did that for fun. There's 2 more guys. There's a flag behind them. Let's just grab the flag and not kill those 2 because it's getting a little bit tiresome. Although I can kill them because their backs are towards me. Let me just shimmy my way across to here. Take that flag, walk away. It's much better with the counter kill, by the way. I mean, before we got the counter kill, the combat seemed really spammy. But now it's serious business. Where am I going? And what's the stuff behind here? I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Should we stab him? I guess we should. Does he have a friend? He does have a friend. But let me just stab him. Yoink. And oh, there we go. His friend is coming across. So let's just no, what do you? No, don't do that. Ah, damn it. Alright, well, they spotted me. Maybe I can hide. Maybe I can hide. Or maybe I don't want to hide. Maybe I just want to kill it. Are there guys on top of the towers? Is that what it is? I think it is. So, it's not the guy here that spotted me. It's the guy on the tower that spotted me. Maybe I can... We can just... Okay, never mind. Alright, got him. And, okay, there's a guy there, and just... Throw him down, and then... kill him. Oh wow, they're all coming.
You think you can lose me?
Ah! Boom! Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Hey, he gets stabbed. No, he's not running away, he's not running away. Okay, there's a lot of guys here, there's a lot of guys here. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys here. There's like 6 more.
Heathen! You'll die for that!
No, you're a heathen. No, you'll die for that. Maybe we should do it like Monkey Island. Have you guys played Monkey Island? Like instead of the sword fights, you insult. Did that horse just kick him? He did. Awesome.
Where are you? Stop the attack!
Oh, hey, wow. Wow, there's a lot of guys here. Okay, maybe I should not do this. Maybe I should not do this.
Keep up with him! Don't let him get away! I'll make you bleed!
No. Maybe I should... Yeah, it might be a long... They might be just spawning. Is that what we're doing? Just spawning more guys? Maybe I should not...
You're done for! Just give up!
try to infiltrate this camp. They're all dying. They are all dying. Come on. Come on.
Heathen, you'll pay dearly!
No, you'll pay dearly.
You haven't learned yet!
Am I really bad with my insults?
You win! I yield!
No, you haven't won yet. Yeah, so I feel like... Yeah, there's more and more guys. Yeah, there are more and more guys. Alright, so there's infinite guys coming from out of there, so we're not gonna stay there. Because fighting infinite guys is kind of not useful right now. Alright, so we were wondering what's down these paths. Actually, I'm facing the wrong way. Down these paths. Okay, that's the right way apparently. So, or is it? Yeah, that's the right way. So let's go see what's down those two paths. Hopefully not more infinite guys, but it's possible. Why are you? Thanks, Altair. Thank you. Yeah, so there's infinite guys in that camp. Who would have thought? We'll probably get back there later on. But the counter kill is much more efficient than spamming. So I'm glad we got that. Now, there's another path down there, right? Wasn't there like two guards here? Who sees me? I don't know. So wasn't there like... Okay, there's two guards at the milestone. Or at the signpost. And we're just gonna... shimmy. Oh, Asuf. Wait, Asuf? I don't know what that is. AISUF. Apparently it's another town. This one I don't actually know. Huh, interesting. It's further down. It's in Israel, which is, you know, the Kingdom of Jerusalem back in these times. Alright, so there's more things down there when we're not gonna go there. So never mind this. So now we have to head all the way back, because we're not going to Accra. Let's just kind of check what's around here. Actually, we are going to Accra, aren't we? Or should we go to Jerusalem first? It says Accra first in your quest log, so maybe I'll go to Accra first. Maybe I should go now? Or should I go... Let's explore more. Let's explore more, why not? Okay, so... do these guys respawn? I don't think so. Who sees me? There's so many soldiers just walking around. Maybe I should ride my horse? The thing with the horse is like there's so many soldiers that they really suspect. Oh, you look really suspicious on the horse, apparently. And if you're having to run away from soldiers all the time, it might be more... like, it might be even slower on a horse than it is on foot. Alright, so this is new. We haven't been down here before. Let's see what's down here. I mean, the Crusades weren't just... I don't know how many of you guys know your history. The Crusades weren't just like one thing, there were a lot of Crusades, and the Pope called for the Crusades, and so a lot of, you know, European countries joined in the Crusades. So you might notice that people are speaking German and English and all sorts of different languages here. Fail. I mean, that's the reason, because, you know, all sorts of different people from different countries were involved in the Crusades. Yeah, I see you. Fool. don't remember, like the historical reason. I think it was, because the Byzantine Empire used to own the eastern half, I guess, of the old Roman Empire. And the Byzantines, they weren't Catholic, but they were Christian. But the Byzantine Empire eventually became weaker, and the Muslims moved in and took over the Near East and the Middle East. And I seem to remember, I don't know if it was religious or economic, it's probably a bit of both, but there were basically disagreements between the Christian West and the Muslims. And so under the no, I grabbed him first. There we go. Grab. What are you? Seriously? Fine, do that. And spank him. He's down. And then under the pretense of protecting Christian pilgrims who were going to the Holy Lands, obviously to visit Jerusalem and Bethlehem and all that. So the pilgrims going to the Middle East, under the pretense of protecting them, the Templars and the Hospitaliers formed, and eventually, like, the hostilities got worse. This is my understanding of history. I might be wrong about some things because I'm not a historian. But the hostilities eventually got worse, and then the Christians eventually just kind of invaded the Holy Lands in force. And for a while they managed to take control of Jerusalem and other parts of the Holy Lands from the Muslims. It didn't last very long. It's kind of difficult to maintain territories, on the other side of the Mediterranean, at the other end of the Mediterranean, I guess I should say. And so eventually they kind of lost control of it again, because they couldn't just keep sending soldiers across the Mediterranean forever. But for a while they took control of bits of the Middle East. And that's the time we're in now. And so the Kingdom of Jerusalem, it's like a Christian kingdom that got established in parts of modern day Israel after the Christians invaded and just kind of claimed this territory. And these days with Israel, is the Israelis are Jewish, they're not Muslim neither, and so there's a whole lot of history, obviously, in the Holy Lands, and sometimes the rhetoric gets tied up in there. They call it a new crusade. These Western foreigners trying to take the Holy Lands. So, am I really trying to climb this thing? I don't know. I don't think I should be trying to climb this thing. There's a guy up there though. This is such a pain. Look at all these soldiers. They're gonna see me after a while. Look at this. Look how many of them there are. Alright, let's just climb up here and kill this guy first. There is a flag up here. Alright, we'll just throw him off. Yeah, I mean these days, like there's all sorts of.
Who's responsible for this?
I mean, with the United States, bombing Iraq and Israel, not entirely being friendly with some of the neighbors there, and all these conflicts. The people bring up, religion and history and all that. I feel like mostly it's about oil, mostly it's about money. And probably even back then it was about money too, because the thing is, once the Muslims took control of the Near East, and eventually the Byzantine Empire also collapsed, but that was later on. But what happened was, once the Muslims got control of this area, they had control of the eastern end of the Mediterranean Ocean, and so they got a piece of the trading business, because you had the trade routes from the east, all the way in China, across the Silk Roads and whatnot, and the trade routes kind of go all the way to Europe. And so used to be, I mean, the Byzantine Empire, with their capital at Constantinople, which is modern-day Istanbul. I mean, the reason that that city was so rich was because it was, at one of the main, crossroads of those trade routes. And trade routes basically just means money, because all the goods around the world kind of just flows across these trade routes, and the money obviously flows through there as well. And so once you control one side of the Mediterranean, you get a lot of money, and you can levy taxes on merchants and things. And so there's a whole lot of economic incentive to be in control of key cities and key locations, because of money and trade, and these days obviously oil as well. But back in those days, things like spices and things like silk and stuff like that are not quite as essential as oil these days, but still it's worth a lot of money, And that's always a good reason to invade someone else's country and take their land, because you can get a lot of money for it. I don't know. I guess some people are willing to lose their lives over religion and philosophy and silly things like that, but most people kind of just get killed over money, I think.